really slow. I don't know if it's pushing
Hmm.
through or not. Let's see. I'll get an echo. Oh, yes, I will. One more sound check. Really slow. I don't know if it is actually. All right, let me get everything set up here in the dashboard. Everyone, just give me a moment. Thank you to the moderator who is here for the chat and for the Good Vibe tribe that is gathering. We're going to give it just a couple minutes here so I can make sure everything is pulled up and wait for people to gather. Whew, it's a weeknight, isn't it, Alka?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a word for it,
that's a word for it.
right? All right, here we are. I've got Angel in the chat. We've got our model. Woo. Hello, hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We're just going to give it till about 7:03, another 2 minutes before we get started. And while we're doing that, let's just spread a little good energy here. I'm super excited to be with you, Alka. First of all, let me just say that.
And me, you, Joelle, I always enjoy this. So it's feels like it was a long time ago when we did the Lunar New Year, but yeah, it was a year ago.
Yes, it was. So I'm going to just go ahead and get the housekeeping part of things over because there's a lot going on. All right. So, my name is Joelle and I am the Viberarian. I am here to elevate, enlighten, and empower. I do that every day for myself. And when I come here, my goal is that you too will also be elevated, enlightened, and empowered. One of the things that I love to do is bring forward people who are founts of wisdom. And Alka, my guest this evening, is one of those who I hold in great esteem. Alka, welcome this evening.
Thank you, as I do you, Joelle. So it's such a pleasure to always be here with you and to do these sessions with you.
Yes, it is wonderful. So, we are going to be having a conversation this evening about the Lunar New Year. Now, this is actually going to be our third or fourth, I can't remember now, series of this. So, we're making it an annual thing, and it is something that I definitely look forward to. I'm going to put links to the previous energies. Last year was the water rabbit. And so it might be interesting. And of course, it's just good knowledge to put in your back pocket, like understanding you broke down a lot of information and put a lot of context to things for me, especially. So I encourage you all to take a look at the links. We'll have them up for you to be able to go back and listen. Now, I have a lot of things going on this channel. And one of the things that is happening next week, as we are also still in this Lunar New Year time, I'm going to be back with Alka for In the Cards. We are going to do dragon cards again. Last night I did a whole beautiful download with my dragon decks. And next week, Alka is going to join me. She has an awesome dragon tarot deck, and we're going to talk cards again. And then on Thursday, we are going to have our monthly hot date night with the crystal matchmakers. Okay. Alka is part of the beautiful couple behind the Crystal Matchmakers, and we have not had a crystal conversation and showcase in a couple of months. So we are going to be back on for that next Thursday. So we've got that, and I'm starting a new season of Psychic and Sideshow interviews. I've got guests lined up and new card enthusiasts and deck creators. So I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you join the conversation. And of course, the lively chat is part of it, and you will get references and annotations in the notes because there's always a lot of information that comes in through these conversations. So All right. Thank you to
Okay.
everybody. I see Jackie, Angel. Is Mark in one of the chats? I haven't seen him pop up yet.
Well, yeah, let's see.
It's not-
What an exciting month, Joelle. So many treats, so much information.
oh my gosh, yes. Now, oh, for those of you who don't know, this is Shaman in the City. So that's Shaman without the I for in the city, and you can follow Alka on social media. And this, she shares lots of information, as you're going to see this evening on her channel. She has classes, learning opportunities, and of course, a wealth of services that she offers. So be sure that you reach out, and we'll also put your contact information in the show notes too, Alka.
Great.
So,
Thank you. And just some, I mean, if it helps everyone, just some background on, how I know this information and where this information comes from. So I come
yes,
from Singapore originally, having spent my whole life learning about Chinese New Year, experiencing the Lunar New Year, celebrating the Lunar New Year with neighbors and family, extended family and friends. And so it was a natural progression for me to learn feng shui and learn about Chinese mythology and the zodiac mythology specifically out of interest. So I spent years studying with feng shui masters, with astrologers about the Chinese zodiac, as well as all of the symbology and the reverence we pay to the Lunar New Year and the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac.
yes, and I will also include. I'm gonna get the knack of being able to put little blips up on the screen where you can link to stuff. But I did an interview with you, Alka, probably three, maybe 4 years ago now, on the Psychic Inside show, and you shared, excuse me, about your journey and your story like in great deal. It was a great conversation. It's fascinating where you've lived, so I do encourage you, if you want an adventure story, to check out her interview that I did. And then each of the episodes of this conversation, you really taught a lot every single time. So it's kind of like a body of work. And I'm really so grateful that you're here sharing this with everyone just so freely. So thank you for that. So,
It's
I
my
mean,
pleasure.
Lunar New Year, as opposed to what we think of in the United States centric perspective, what would you say is the biggest difference other than the time?
Um, well, really, it's cyclical, right? And there's a lot of meaning towards the energy of, saying goodbye to the old energy. So it's a great suggestion. You've given everyone to go, oh, take a look at the water rabbit and the conversation around the water rabbit and what that represented. But there is a huge um, uh, to do about saying goodbye to that and welcoming the new energy and what that new energy is, right? The dragon is the only mythical animal in the 12 animal Chinese zodiac. So that in itself is a wow.
Mm,
This
okay.
year is going to be a wow because
Okay.
it is the only mythical animal. And if you think of the mythology, you think of the stories about dragon, it's about power, it's a magic, it's fire, passion. So just imagine we're coming out of that fertile rabbit bunny water flow emotional year into this really powerful year of manifestation, of things that you can get done, of magic that lies ahead. So that in itself is it's so we pay so much reverence towards the not just the oncoming year, but the gratitude for the previous year, no matter what transpired in the previous year. It's so important to pay gratitude for that and then to welcome in what's to come. So I think that's the main thing, that the fact that there's so much ceremony around it, so much ritual around it, that's very,
Mm-hmm.
very important.
So for this year, as you were observing and saying goodbye then to the water rabbit, what are ways that you're doing or would recommend doing?
So with that, spring cleaning is huge. So it's cleaning out all of, your home and all of those things that you don't want anymore. So there's a couple of things you do. So spring hits on Sunday, the 4th of February. So it's coming. So that's when, that's the time. So you start all of your spring cleaning, you start preparing your rituals to welcome in the wood dragon, saying goodbye to the water rabbit. And one of the biggest pieces of this is something called a reunion dinner, celebrated all over China, Vietnam, Singapore, where the whole family comes together the night before they welcome in the new zodiac. So the new zodiac comes in on the 10th of February. On the 9th, there's this huge reunion dinner, and everyone is, given thanks to, and everyone's coming together to say, okay, thank you for this year, thank you for everything, and now, let's eat, let's celebrate this last day of this water rabbit year, because tomorrow starts this brand new year. So that's one of the traditions that we've always followed.
I'm marking my calendar right now because I think our matchmakers is on the 8th.
It's on, yes, let's say the day before reunion dinner. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so next Friday. Okay. Calendar noted.
Yeah. So I mean, bring together the family that of your heart, the people that are close to you, your friends, and just make a toast to the rabbit year and say thank you for everything you've given. Yes, there were hardships, that we experienced during this year. There was so much emotion because of the water, because of the flow. Thank you for everything. And we are happy to welcome in, the year of the wood dragon.
Okay. So as noted before, you said that everything energetically then shifts, color, placement, everything in a big way, just as part of the way of living.
Correct. Exactly. And that again, it's something we follow in feng shui, in geomancy, right? So every year then you've got different energies coming from different parts. So you get your compass out, and we take a look at the feng shui masters will come up with a prediction. The astrologers would come up with a prediction to inform us where the luck is coming from, where the different stars, so they call them flying stars, where these flying stars are coming from. And then based on that, we do redo the feng shui for the home in the new year to then either protect or either kind of exaggerate those energies, right? Amplify those energies. So if the good luck star is coming from a specific let's say it's coming from the northeast, you then want to amplify the energy of that place from a feng shui perspective. This year, with it being the year of the dragon, I mean, and I love my little my wood dragon for the year. The best placement for a dragon in your home is in the northeast corner, because of its magic, because it amplifies. You want to amplify your northeast corner, which is your corner of spirituality, of knowledge. And so that's where you would put your dragon. So I have this little guy, and I've got my regular, because dragon is one of my spirit animals too. So I've got this guy who's a phosphoderite dragon, always sitting in the northeast corner of my house, to just amplify that magic. So you can get that done. Don't forget, though, you've got a week between Sunday and Friday to do, whatever spring cleaning, whatever cleaning out of the house you want to do. Then in the new year, you can set your new feng shui in your house, your new placements of your items and all of that, your crystals.
Now, is something like this good enough to bring the energy, or does it need to be a crystal?
No,
Is
absolutely.
it just how you're bringing in in your way, in a way
Exactly.
that resonates with you.
Yeah, it's a symbology of it all, right?
Mhm.
In growing up, when I was growing up, the feng shui masters were very particular about, oh, you have to do this particular dragon made out of, glass and this color or this, or made out of metal. And yes, we recognize the facts of the elements, but now we're also into home decor, and we want home decor to be, aesthetically pleasing to us. Because when we want to look at something that's really pleasant to us. So I've worked with dragon energy, and I feel dragon energy is so powerful and magical that dragon says, I'm okay as long whatever material I'm made of, as long as you have me where you're to place me, I will do the work for you. I will, bless your home. I will amplify the energy for you, and I'll work with you. And so with my love of crystals as well, this guy represents to me everything that is dragon in my life, my spirit
Mhm.
guide, my protection, my magic, and all of that. And
Mhm.
so I encourage whatever is aesthetically pleasing. Of course, being wood dragon, you may want to, if you can, get a dragon that's carved out of wood, but I'm guessing that that would be really, difficult to obtain or expensive. So you don't have to get one, but get one that, it's cute and fun.
Right. It was interesting because in the reading last night, one of the Diana Cooper dragon cards that came out was green and in the woods. And I thought, well,
There you go.
there
How
we
appropriate.
go. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, if you think about, the power, magic, the mystery, and then think of wood, right? What does wood represent? Strength, reliability, it's nurturing, right? It's dependable, it's supportive. So when you're thinking of, what this year's going to look like, this year's going to look like, a year for you to get things done, to achieve. Dragon is going to push you to get the things done that you've always wanted to do. It's like the dragon is a collector of all the ingredients you need to put together in order to make your recipe, right? And
Hmm.
so it's going to make that magic a reality. It's going to manifest what you want. You think of dragon characteristics: patient, passionate, right? Fire. Dragon values its independence. It flies. That's why in Chinese culture, it's perceived as um, very prideful, a creature of honor, of dignity. So when you're thinking of all of these things, you're also thinking of ego, right? To a certain extent. So the fire, the dragon, also pushes that ego out. So if you want to be seen, you want to be shown, you want to be promoted, you want to get in front of leaders, this is the year. These are the opportunities, because dragon will present those opportunities to you. Dragon's resourcefulness, intelligence, and the ability to gather all of this. If that's what you want, dragon will bring it to you. Dragon will bring it to you. So this is really, really a special year.
Hmm. In the face of all of the other things that are on deck for the astrology of the year in terms of planetary movements and all of the things that we're just barreling towards full speed, that's a very, optimistic and powerful experience of what 2024 is going to bring along
Yeah.
with everything else.
Yeah, I like how you said that. But like with everything, Joelle, right? It's how things are taken as well. Because if you look at pridefulness and you look at ego as well, it can span the other way, because ego can get too much, right?
Yeah,
Ego
yeah.
can harm as well. So where's the balance of that lie? And that's where that lies with us, right? The
But
balance. Yeah.
I have to pause you. So you're definitely going to want to go back and listen to yesterday's
Oh,
because
yeah.
what you, and just so people know, Alk has not heard
I
yesterday's
haven't.
yesterday's video at this point. So you're basically it's beautiful to see the message reiterated so strongly and about choices and the consequences of,
Gotta love
yeah,
how it works, right?
it is.
Well,
It's
it's all,
great.
see, all of this connections with energy. So it's not, you're saying the Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year or the Chinese zodiac. It's all of this energy that we're living in and how connected it all is. So,
Yeah,
we could be talking about e- dragon energy on the whole. It doesn't have to be that we're talking about specifically about, the Chinese New Year, but it
yeah,
gives opportunity. Being human, we love ceremony, we love ritual, right? We love the sacredness of all of this. And so that's what, the Lunar New Year brings with it, right? The sacredness of
yes.
all of this, the sacredness of, it's, yes, the energy is coming. It's here. I can already feel dragon around me,
Oh,
um,
yes.
and I know my dragon's getting all pluffed up and prideful as well. It's like he's a peacock, he's my year. It was around me, and I keep asking, so what do you want to do this year? What is this year about? How are we going to work together? What are the things that we are going to give? And again, it's a lot about providing knowledge. And I'm really surprised at the sheer volume of that information that's coming through. That this year is also a lot about creativity and
Mm,
sharing that creativity and providing knowledge, because fire is creation. And
mhm,
so when we talk about dragon fire, we don't just talk about the destruction of dragon fire. We talk about what we can create out of what fire has flattened out for us,
mhm.
right? So again, you're looking at two sides of things, two sides of the same.
Yes.
Thinking of, oh, fire destroys, dragon is, scary, dragon destroys, but dragon paves the way for
Mhm,
creativity, for new creation, right? So
mhm,
that's something that's coming up very strongly as well. Get to create, get to impart knowledge, get to work with others. A lot of that is coming through.
mhm. I'm just definitely vibrating in all of that. I think this is a fun and vibrant, feeling of stuff coming in. Oh, fire is also cleansing. Yes, Angel said that. Absolutely. I was thinking about being forged in the kiln, and becoming molten gold, with the impurities are, you know, burned away through that process, as you said. That's
Yeah, and
But it's also like, again, you said the phoenix, that, as you know, is one of your animal totems, but to burn oneself completely to ashes, or, to have something become completely obliterated before it can be born anew, that is no joke. If it's talking about things like government or political structures or community structures or things that, that we get into like some really shaking, kind of paradigm shaking, reality shaking discussions and experiences when we talk about that. But out of, as you said, to be built something newer and better,
yeah,
it's like, hold
and
on to your hats for this intense
the
process we're going.
it's also going to be tough on a lot of people because again the ego doesn't want to see all that loss of what they've built, right? So you're going to have a lot of instances where people are going to go into tantrum mode, that I don't want to see things destroyed. I built that from scratch without
Right.
thinking about the fact that in order to rebuild on top, you need to flatten things out and then rebuild, and the opportunity to rebuild something better. So there's going to be a lot of people precious about what they built. And therefore, we are going to see instances, be it government, be it, leadership, be it where people are going to, hit the ground and go, no, 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 I don't want this change. I built, holding on to everything they feel is dear.
Mm,
But the suggestion here is let it go. Try and let it go, knowing that you can rebuild. And the thing is, this year, the effort to rebuild is not massive. It's going to
Right.
be, once you've connected with your creativity, with your ideas, the effort to rebuild is actually going to be really smooth,
Mhm.
provided you are willing to rebuild.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, in terms of the zodiac, is there a year period that people who are dragon year people are? Like in terms of, like I think I'm the boar, 1971. Is there a dragon segment?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, those born in 1976 are dragons, right? And then 12 years
Okay.
before that, and 12 years before that. So normally they say when it's your year, it's not a very good year for you. But actually, this year is really exceptional for those people born in the year of the dragon. So 76, 88, the year 2000,
Oh,
these are all dragons. And then 60, I think before that, 64, and then count 12 years before that,
yeah,
52.
like the countercultures, right? So
Yes,
64, like you've got your protest souls, like the, Vietnam conflict of structures
yeah,
coming in. In 76, you've got, this energy of the centennial of revolution, right? 88, we've got technology changes. And then 2000, of
yeah,
course, it's like burning down the structures is happening faster and faster. So then we'd be at what, 2012,
yes,
and
correct.
now 2024. So
And think of
wow.
all the things in 2012, right? We thought the year was
Right.
going to end, the Mayan calendar, 2012. So if you think of all of these years, there was some element of magic going on in these years. Most recently, as you said, 2012, right? There
Hmm.
was so much around the Mayan calendar. There was going to be the end of times, or the end of a specific energy before we get into a new world energy. So similar to that, we're not seeing an end of times per se, but we're personally, individually, we're going to see end of certain chapters in our life. And here again, if there's anything that I could advise everyone is watch it flow away from you, watch it burn, get to the ashes, and then get excited about building, get
Right.
excited about your creativity, get excited about manifesting your life the way you want it. I think that's the best opportunity we have, manifesting your life the way you want it, designing your life the way you want it. Because if
Mhm.
there's any year, this is the year to do it. And if there's any period, this is the time period to do it. Because again, all our planets are direct from now until April. We're not going,
Mhm.
retrograde on any planet. So again, this is like such a opportune, such a sacred time to do this for yourself.
Well, and the guidance we really got yesterday in a strong way was do everything in love, absolute other love, create from love and joy, and create the reality for yourself and others that is loving above all things. And it's like use your superpowers to do it. You got all the support to transmute the old vibration into something new. So we've got people here. Okay, we've got somebody was 1976 Libra. So
Oh,
that's dragon. And let me tell you, there's about 6 Libras in this group here, Libra. So welcome to the Libra gang. We got at least 5 or 6, 7 of the core good vibe tribe here in Atlanta. They're all, my Libra gang. Alka, Stacy, and
Libra is one of
Tanya,
my
and
best
Jackie.
friends. We share a planet where I'm Taurus, so Venus is our
Oh
ruling
yes,
planet.
Venus. Yes, and you get us all the pretty sparkly things we like. So, but that's what we got. Okay, 2012 was magical for me. Oh, we thought, we laugh now because we thought 2012 was kind of like a letdown. But in hindsight, it's like, oh my God, we did shift. We just didn't experience it in the way that we thought we were going to experience it. But things look hella different now than what they did,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, if I mean again, it's what when you look back, right? It's exactly what aspect. And 2012, there were shifts. If you think of 2012, a lot happened. And if you further dig into your own personal life, I bet there have been some major events. We go years sometimes with maybe one major event in our life. But if you look at 2012, there were many significant major events in people's lives. And I think that's that magic happening, right? As you said, that transformative, the transmutation of who we are and what we do. And just going back to you speaking about the heart, the fire from a dragon comes from its heart.
Yes, yes. See,
Yeah.
and I've been starting in 2015. I started going to the Riviera and going to Chichen Itza, which is where the feathered serpent god or dragon, basically Kukulkan,
Right.
descends down, and it's one of the wonders of the world that they've engineered that you can see this shadow go across the building on only two windows, the equinox
Yep.
of each what autumnal and vernal equinox is the only time you can see it, but it's like to a dragon being shooting fire that comes up and down out of the sky, right? I mean, we can look at dragons from the animal sense and also energetically from the depiction of transportation beings and
Yes.
craft and things like that
Yeah.
shot flames and
Almost every ancient culture has myth about dragon or mythology about dragon or relationship with, let's say, relationship with dragon, right? Whether it different, the Celts, the Southern Americans, the Asians, everyone has a dragon myth or have worked with dragon. Even in shamanic culture, we work with mythical creatures all the time, but dragon, comes up as one of the most significant with regards to protection, change, creativity, wisdom. I think that is something as well that, a lot of people talk about, oh, dragon and fiery and scary, but there's so much wisdom dragon has. Dragon is
Mhm.
one of the most ancient of creatures, and so therefore the wisdom dragon brings is boundless. My suggestion is to, when come 10th of February, sit in your meditative practice and connect with dragon in any form and ask for the wisdom, ask for the guidance, ask for, what does this year look like for me? And dragon's very helpful with knowledge. There is no way that dragon keeps knowledge to themselves. They love imparting knowledge. They love teaching, which is why this is going to be such a great year for those who plan to teach, to actually teach and impart knowledge. Dragon is very, very generous with their knowledge.
I love that. There's so many counterpoint stories in contrast. Like, you always have the slaying of the dragon in the Arthurian kind of idea. You have, the miserly hoarder in the Lord of the Rings type of high fantasy, which is also very Brit centric. Like, so in terms of culturally, do all cultures have like a dual relationship with dragon energy, or do you find that it's
No, I think all cultures have dual. Again, it's balance, right? And if you think about, just simply think about people and think about how, as witches, what happened to us or our kind, right? Burning of the witches, burning of anyone with that thought of that has power, the fear of the unknown. And the unknown has always been magic, the unknown has always been power. So Dragon says that I've always been here for knowledge, for power. And in order to renew, I've had to put fire to a lot of things. And so while some have seen it as an opportunity, the others have seen it as, so, in mentioning earlier on when I those with ego, right? You're burning down everything I know. You're burning down what I love. You're burning down what I built. And so I will destroy you. So that is the common story. That is the common cycle. And then we all go through the cycle between, us humans to humans, humans to creatures, creatures to humans, magic. This is our age old story. And sometimes I feel maybe that's why we're all here, so that we can stop, we can create a new story with all of this, and with love in our hearts, know and understand that this is all part of a cycle, and to let go of that which we think holds dear. What we need to hold dear is ourselves. What we need to hold dear, the people around us. What we need to hold dear is knowing and understanding what we've come here to do and who we truly are. So all of these things, do they matter? So as dragon, I burn all of this down to make space for you to create new. So why are you so precious about all of this?
Yeah.
It's a very noble request. It's a very simple, solution to everything. You have got to release in order to replace with something, with new thought, with new creation. So this is just dragon's way of helping us, right? But then there's fear. There's fear. Oh, fire.
Knowing the thing, and doing the thing is two different propositions, right?
Yes. Yes.
But trust, right?
Yep,
I
exactly.
think that's part of the trust that we, through this experience of ascension, really since 2012 and all the radical shifts, I think that we're having an opportunity to really be in a much more trusting experience of it. Excuse me, which means we're kind of like suffering less and stressing less than what we might have 12 years ago
Yeah.
when we encountered the same kind of uncertainties and flow state was probably not very comfortable for most of us 12 years ago,
No. And even before that, not at all. It was so much more of a physical fight, right? Now it's so much more of a conscious, subconscious, mental, emotional experience than it is a physical experience. So even then, when we say putting fire out to everyone, it's not physically, it's really create the imparting inside of us of that ability, or the being okay with letting go, being okay with letting go, and being okay with saying, yep, I'm fine, with this. I'm one of those people. I've always detested the word surrender. When someone's, they've gone, oh, just surrender. And I'm going, I ain't gonna surrender to nobody. I'm not bowing my head to anybody, And that was how I looked at it before someone opened my eyes and said, surrender is also this. Surrender doesn't have to be this. It's also this. And I went, whoa, okay, just, yeah. So surrender means faith. Surrender means, belief. Surrender means trust. And so I'm not saying surrender, but I'm saying have faith, have belief, have trust that you let go of one thing and something wonderful will come. Trust that something
Yes.
bigger, more wonderful will come.
Yes, absolutely. I received that. And that's the fun part that makes it all delightful, because it's like, I knew it. Oh my gosh, I knew it. How much better was it though, right?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
in terms of is there a numerology that's important related to the Lunar New Year, or just on its own numerology?
There's numerology in general. So again, in general, it's a number eight. Eight is a very auspicious number. In Chinese, eight is about prosperity. In other cultures, or in Western culture, eight is about leadership. It's about entrepreneurship. It's about your career. So it's a year eight, which means everything will be centered around these themes. So again, how wonderful. You've got the year of the dragon, which is the year about manifesting and putting to action that which you want. And then you've got the number eight, which is about prosperity and leadership and entrepreneurship. So if you wanted to start your own business, this is the year to, get that started. Last year was going with the flow, planning it out. This year is just get it done. Just get it
Right,
done.
right. Oh, I love it. Yes. And that's what this beautiful little mermaid with the gold dragon was yesterday. I still have that
That
one.
is, oh, what beautiful cards. Oh, see Golden Dragon. There you go.
Yeah, and it's got a little rainbow in it, so that matched my little rainbow. I guess, that's how it comes out. I don't plan it, but that's beautiful because it was all about having prosperity. And here you have that pentacle of that golden pentacle,
That's
wealth,
beautiful.
abundance,
Look
and
at that.
prosperity.
Oh,
But it's really all because of the love, the infinite source of love that is being used to flow through you into your beautiful creations. That's like what our superpower is to just be able to flow, do what we love, to serve others, gets us in our happy place, intend that it be loving, and that's all you have to do is like
yeah.
really open your heart and broadcast,
Yes.
and if that the dragon power is bursting forth from that heart with the fires of the
Passion. Yeah.
good flame, yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful expression. Now, is there a color that's associated for this year?
So there are several colors. So on Sunday is known as the Lichen Day. Lichen is this the start of spring. It's a great day to, deposit money in the bank so that the rest of your year is actually, you have constant money flowing into and out of your bank account. So based on what animal you are, so you said you were the boar.
That's pig, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
your colors for your year are yellow, white, and brown. Um,
Okay.
f- so for example, for me, my colors are blue, black, red, and gold. Um,
Now,
and so
let me just
each
pause here and say if you are interested in getting a reading with Alka, she has those available. You can get your chart, your numerology, your feng shui, all of the stuff we're
all
talking
done.
about.
Yeah.
I highly advise it. So definitely Shaman in the City.
Thank
Okay.
you. But Joelle, if you like, I can share the chart with you that I have of, the animals and what colors are good to
Oh,
post for
beautiful.
everyone to, yeah. And it also comes with the timings on Sunday and Monday when it's the best timings to deposit money into your bank account as well. For
Okay.
good luck. So yeah, I can share those charts with you.
Wonderful. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so uh yellow, white, brown. Okay, and you said what color you're gonna be working
Well,
with?
blue, black,
Green.
red, and gold.
Oh, gold. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gold again. So you mentioned, I think last year, the year before, that there's like other customs like orange. Is the orange giving still a thing every year?
That is tradition. Orange signifies gold. So the orange giving is you go to someone's house, two oranges, right? Representing gold. You're giving gold. So absolutely that and the red packet with money, that's another tradition that, that you give children, you give people red packet with money and always in even numbers. So yeah, those are traditions that never ever change.
Okay. And then you said the reunion dinner.
Reunion dinner, yep. And then the first day of the new year is eating lots of sweets and candy and yeah, dinner and visiting family. So the first day is a family day. That's the 10th. And then the second day onwards, they celebrate for 15 days. It's all about, visiting friends. So you always have food at home, you always have snacks at home because you never know which visitor is coming to visit you.
Okay. I've eaten at your house before. I think I might have to make some rounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's great. Okay,
Listen,
and you
our
said
house
15
always has
days.
snacks 365 or 366 days of the year. It's also a
Yes,
leap year this year.
snacks and crystals. Okay. I don't
Snacks,
know.
crystals, drinks, go to all.
Okay, so you said 15 days then. So when does this period conclude?
Okay, now you have me bringing up my calendar to check.
Sorry, I'm mathematically challenged here.
Um, well, if I could get my calendar up, just a moment, please.
Gooba's Gourmet said it sounds like her kind of day. Cookies and cakes for everybody.
Your kind of day, girl. Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. Angel, Jackie, Tanya, I think Kim and Stacy. I appreciate
Oh,
everyone.
yeah, me too. So to a 15th day is the 24th of February.
Okay, so does it go out with like a bang, or is it fireworks the whole time?
So
Like,
they celebrate everybody's birthday on that day. So that day is significant of they call it everybody's birthday. So it's like a celebration. Everyone's reborn, but that's something that happens every year.
okay. I know there are tons of celebrations. You can Google like your area and find out what's happening where you live. There's some observance, a parade or something happening,
Buford
right?
Highway will definitely have something going on next weekend.
Okay, ATLians, that's us locally here. Okay, so trying to think if there's anything else that we've covered in the past. Does that kind of cover all the
I actually have one correction. The seventh day, which is the 16th of February, is the day that's considered everyone's birthday. Sorry, I got that
okay?
wrong. Yeah, I just did a little check as I was checking for what's going on in Buford Highway next weekend.
Okay. So I love for me last year after we had our conversation, it was like I knew I would see something at Ross that was rabbity or out, out and about in the world. And sure enough, I just saw it. I had put it like on a little lower shelf. So all year it's been in the space, but I wasn't even paying attention to it because I
Attention
didn't
to it.
have it prominent. And it just peeked out at me the other day. And I said, "Oh, look at you, little rabbit. Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna pull
Say a
it out
little
and
say a little
yes.
goodbye to it on Friday. Actually, home goods, I was surprised this year. As soon as the Christmas decorations came down, they actually, and before the Valentine's Day decorations came up, there was a section for Lunar New Year with all the red crackers and all the red
Mhm.
packets. And, because red and gold is the color for Chinese New Year for celebration, just like Christmas is red and green, right? So
Mhm.
with the Lunar New Year, it's red and gold or red and yellow. So yeah, so if you're still looking for something, Home Goods would have some,
Okay.
yeah. But you have your
That's
dragons there already, so you're all
I
set.
know, but I'm sure something else will be making its way. I love that. That's the fun part about getting to be in a magical relationship with sources. It just serendipitously will stumble upon these beautiful little remembrances of the energy.
For
So
sure, for sure. Did anyone have any questions for them personally?
yeah, let's see here. There's a bit of a delay on the chat, so we will give them time here. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you are finding this as informative as I am. I just love learning and hearing things.
And it's so fun talking about it too, because you know you read articles, social media has a lot, but I don't think anything other than reading these articles, but no one really talks about what it means to them personally, and growing up.
Yes.
I think the last time I mentioned this as well, growing up in a multicultural country like Singapore, it was never oh, I'm going to my friend for Chinese New Year. No, it's all, Mom, I'm going to my friend for New Year's. And it's, what New Year? No, we knew it was, yep, you go to your friend for Chinese New Year, or you go to your other neighbor's house to celebrate, the Eid or the Hari Raya, or you go to, or people come over to our place for Diwali, right? And
Yes.
yeah, it was always such a big, so we celebrate our Christmas. So we celebrate all of this together as one culture, as one society. And it's so great because you grow up. It's like now I'm craving something we always have during Chinese New Year, pineapple tarts. And it's so wonderful, the pastry with the butter and the cooked pineapple, which signifies gold. And so, yeah, as kids, even as grown-ups, just stuffing our mouth with this deliciousness. And then to get the meaning of what this is, you go to your friend's house and they are feeding you gold. They're giving, there's so much generosity.
I know somebody who makes a really mean pineapple upside down cake. I think it seems like that should be like put into production and celebration.
I'm all for that.
But see, I think that by having conversations like this of lived experiences, like this is just like it's not in a textbook. It's not a narrative of an encyclopedia. It's just you sharing what it was to you, which is akin to somebody saying, well, for me, New Year's is black eyed peas and hoppin' john and cornbread, collard greens. Like, like what is it you're lived? Like I could always smell or guarantee my dad had some red eye gravy. Like, like there's certain things that you can explain better than what it would be to say in the American culture. It is often seen that food is a celebration. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot different of an experience. So, been like, you speak how many different languages, Alka?
Well, not fluently, but okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I speak 4 languages and then very, very little 2 more languages. So yeah, but I read and write fluently 2 languages, English and Malay.
Yeah, see, and that's the beautiful thing is like when you step out of your bubble and you realize, well, not everybody is following like the kind of Judeo-Christian way that America structures its business and life. Other places like in Germany, the festival or time period of the holiday markets is very different from ours, is very different from Lunar New Year, so those assumptions as to what is the way of things has to be enlarged,
No, absolutely. I'll share a funny story with you all. So again, Christmas ends and all of the supermarkets replace all the Christmas carol music with the Chinese New Year music, which is really loud and which is really exuberant. And, so we were all, I have a chat group with my elementary school friends. And so one of them, pressed video call to see who was available so we could just chat. And she's like, oh, I had to run out of the supermarket because y'all would have just burst out with this all bang bang song because it's, it's really repetitive and it's really loud. It's like gong, si gong, si gong, si ni ya gong, and so we just burst out laughing. She says, I don't want to be one of those aunties, screaming on the phone above all this loud music. But then it to me it's nostalgic because yes, I do remember walking into supermarkets and going, oh my God, Christmas carols done, and now this music's in the way. But now I miss it. Now I'm like, oh, I would love to hear it,
for about 2 minutes, and then you'll be done. I love it. Angel in the chat says, I literally feel like the dragon is my spirit animal. And as you say, the only mythical animal, and then being a Libra, the only zodiac not represented by an animal. And then she says, how can I connect more with this wood dragon?
So, I mean, if you have a meditative practice, Angel, my suggestion is go into meditation with the intention of meeting dragon. And don't say meet my dragon or I want dragon to be my spirit guide. Don't put that out there. But it's easier to meet with go under with the intention of I would like to meet dragon. I would like to commune with dragon. And where the dragon tells you, yes, I am your spirit guide, or I will be your spirit guide for this amount of time. Wow, what a wonderful message and surprise for you. But my suggestion is before you meditate, have the intention, I would like to go into meditation, communing with dragon, do your breathing practice, and then go to that sacred place and that special place and meet with dragon. That's going to be something special.
You know, when I met Dragon, I was it was before I had gone to Mexico, but I knew that I was getting ready to do something radical with my life, like burn it down, basically. But it was like my 44th. I was getting ready to turn 44. And I was kind of in this house that had a raised loft bedroom that just kind of reminded me of almost being in a tree house because
Mm,
I could see trees all around me at a high level.
yeah.
And so I always just felt like I was in this kind of like little nest space. And I was doing a lot of like emotional recovery and healing in that. And one day, as I was in like this lucid state, I literally felt this wing, the big arched thing curl around me. And I felt the warm air and the deep chest sigh of the dragon energy as it just kind of like scooped me up. And I was like, that was wild. Like, that kind of started the whole relationship. But I've always loved dragons in terms of fiction and literature, but that was such a real magical experience.
So, how magical and how wonderful that dragon showed you their soft side, their nurturing side, instead of coming at you in front and showing power, to instead just be a part of you and say, I have your back, you know. I love that, Joelle. That's so
I
beautiful.
could feel just
Beautiful.
I could still feel the heat of the rumbling of like
Yeah,
the warmth of the
yeah,
chest
yeah. Yeah.
behind, like the
Beautiful.
broad covering, but so peaceful, and the breath. Like it was very physical. It was a very physical experience,
Yeah.
So
Beautiful. Yeah, and dragon brings out, right? Fire energy, that manifestation brings into the physical. That is just stunning, stunning. Thank you for sharing that. It's
oh
beautiful.
yes. So Angel, I don't know what you have in store for you, but I'm excited
Yeah, be
for you.
open, Angel. Be open to the experience.
Yeah. Is there anything else that we need to know about Wood Dragon before we wrap up our conversation? I mean, thank you. I've taken notes. I'm sure that I'll be sharing more information. If people ask me questions, I will get them to you. You guys can follow her on Instagram. Maybe she'll answer the questions if they come in on there.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
she's my resident lunar New Year expert.
I just share what I know. And just the last few things, and last thing I'd like to say is just be open. Just be open. Just have faith, have trust, have belief, and just be open, because once you're in that mode, you will be delivered all the gifts. Every
Mhm.
moment will be a gift. Everything will be a gift. And Dragon has so many gifts for us, so many. So just receive with open arms.
I can't wait till you see the cards from yesterday because he's holding the orbs of
Oh,
the glowing orbs of power in the
I'm
hands.
gonna go back and look. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. That's just amazing.
That is hilarious. And oh, it popped out of my mind when I started giggling. Something you had said, it'll float back around. Oh, there was a roller coaster. I can't remember if it was at Cedar Point or if it was here in Georgia. I believe it was Cedar Point. Um, the Iron Dragon. And it was an old steel case roller coaster. And there's the dueling dragons, I think down in Orlando at Universal, where they've renamed them now because dragons, although they might be back, probably something with Harry Potter, they change with the fad, but
I
the whole
hope
idea
that.
of
I
these
mean, Shrek's dragon has a
flying
ride too in
dragons.
Disney.
Yeah, so it's like realizing, yes, there is an exhilaration, but when you really are an enthusiast, rather than a reluctant rider, then you get to that point where you can raise your hands and experience the, oh, in a magical way, knowing you're safe, that lap belt, the dragon has you,
Yeah.
spirit has you. Enjoy the ups and downs, twists and turns.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely, absolutely. And dragon will transport you because think about dragon walks, dragon flies, and dragon swims too. So if you think of all of those elements, and that dragon will take you on the journey, whichever way you are ready for them to
mhm.
take you.
Yes, wonderful. Well, Alka, let me just give the rundown here first. So we'll be back on Tuesday. No, not next Tuesday. We're going to be back on Wednesday for In the
Yeah.
Cards with the tarot, dragon tarot, and oracle readings and downloads. Then we'll be back Thursday for the crystal matchmakers, and we are going to be talking about my latest crystal match that you made for me, phosphorite. Did I say it right?
I
I
don't see it
butchered
right
it.
either. Mark will correct both of us. First, I think
Okay.
it's phosphidorite.
Phosphorite. Okay, that sounds better. So we're going to talk about this and some other beautiful things that you have for us with our hot date night on next Thursday. And then I'm going to have oh my goodness, love letters. We're going to have an interview with Divine Love Letter Crystal Grid. Nikki, she's over in the UK. We're going to have a special interview with her. Love letter readings, more psychic inside shows, more cards. And it's just wonderful to continue to find ways to connect with you. And so, Alka, thank you so much for joining me again. I know we have a dinner date ahead. At some point, we could get
Yes,
on
we
a
do.
schedule to go get some of our little noodles and such as that. You're my food adventure ex buddy. I trust you.
Love food adventures. No,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Joelle, and thank you everyone for being here with us and keeping us in this dragon energy because I feel dragon energy really strong right now. So I know my dragon's really close by and he's kept us. So thank you for honoring that energy. Thank you for being with us. And Joelle, I'm looking forward to many, many more. It's going to be the year of the Viberarian.
More, right? It's a year of more
Yep,
abundance and community and beautiful, joyous energy. So, thank you,
absolutely.
everyone. Wishing you a wonderful, wonderful week.